What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Get the New Orleans Saints. As, we talked about it on Monday. A loss that probably you Saints fans, are still feeling the sting of. It's really hard to ever, in an NFL season where every win matters so much and the margins end up mattering so much, having a 17-0 fourth quarter lead and, 99 win probability percentages and everything, that's, it's hard to ever shake back from that mentally, right? Now, the team has to do that. The fan base is trying to do so. And remember, when we broke down the game, what's the biggest problem? It's the offensive line. And I know we've talked a ton about the draft resources put in the offensive line, and in this exercise that will show up, but it's with the Cesar Ruiz extension, you look at the contracts, and it goes a step beyond the absurd. Like, it goes beyond just the draft capital that you've invested in this group. The actual monetary capital is shocking as well, considering how bad they are and how bad they have been playing. So this comes from our boy, Dat Boy Wolf, on Twitter, one of the best Saints follows on Twitter. You need to check him out. But Eric McCoy, second round pick, 5 years, $60 million.
Ooh.
Cesar Ruiz, first round pick, 4 years, $40 million. Andrus Peat, first round pick, 5 years, $57 million. Trevor Penning, first round plus more because of the trade. And obviously he has that first round contract. He's still on. Ryan Ramczyk, first round, 5 year, $96 million. Now, I'm going to give Ramczyk a pass here because that's someone who was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He was a great first round pick. There's no way to say that he wasn't. And when you look at the problems that the offensive line is having, almost none of them belong to him. Like, I'm not saying that he couldn't be playing better because he's not playing to the Hall of Fame level that he was early on in his career. But I'll still, I'll pay Ramczyk that money. But McCoy, who's been so good and somehow just fallen off, over $10 million a year. Ruiz, $10 million a year. Pete, over $10 million a year. It is wild that you could invest so many resources into this group and they be your glaring Achilles heel. You threw together a D-line with popsicle sticks and bubble gum, and they're the strength of your team. It's crazy to me how badly you've missed on the offensive line.
You've put some capital in that position as well. It just turns out the undrafted players ended up being better. That is shocking, and you knew it. But as you lay it out and you see some of those numbers, and Ruiz just got paid.
Yeah.
Literally just got paid a couple of weeks ago. Like, the Andrus Peat didn't make a lot of sense at the time. And the guard market was soft. So you overpay? Like, that's a bench player.
He was doing like, it was a combination of the guard market, and then he had filled in Jake at that time there had been a bunch of injuries, and he had played right tackle, he played left tackle, he played left guard. So I think they were also like, we love his versatility, and like every other coach and every other human being, it is the pride of, this is our first round pick. He's played all right. Technically made like a Pro Bowl or something, right? A couple times. And it was like, we want to, we want to stick with our guy that we drafted because we think he's the guy, and he obviously has not been the guy.
So basically, you're married to all of those players that you said for, I guess Pete's coming up. How long ago did he sign that contract?
Pete's I think in his final year, or maybe
like 3 years ago.
Yeah, so it was a while ago now.
So, like, when you have a contract like that, like, you're tied. You were tied to them. And, what's Hurst making? I'm sure he's making a pretty decent salary as well, and his player performance is going to go way up. Would they still do player performance bonus? It doesn't matter. But that's a lot of resources to one position group, and you expect that position group with the numbers you just laid out there and knowing where they were drafted as well to be elite.
What do you think about this? Champ of the Chat says, I think some of the O-line, exactly. But I think some of the O-line issue is so much predictability of the offense, honestly.
I think there can be some fairness in that statement. Now, it's not all on them. Pass protection is pass protection as well.
Yeah.
Like on third down pass pro when it's 3rd and 7, everybody in the NFL is throwing that football.
Yeah,
and that's your individual matchup. Now, in the run game, okay, we can have that conversation. There's a lot of predictability in the run game and when you're going to run the football. But when you're losing your individual matchups on the money down, when everybody in the stadium knows you're going to throw the football, it is what it is. You got to do better.
You have to do better. And the thing is, we've seen McCoy be better at times, right? Like Ruiz was on a consistent positive trajectory until this recent just complete shattering of the offensive line. So here's hoping they figure it out, because if they do not, it will be the thing that holds this Saints team back, as they've already seen firsthand. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.